Welcome to the 14th episode of our EquiTalks program. I'm your host, JC De Guzman. If this is your first time watching to this video or listening to this podcast or maybe reading this case note or summary, I'd like to inform you that you can still watch, listen, and read the previous episodes by visiting our website at www.equilist.com. And you spell that as EQUILYST.com, and then you click on Learn menu. Now, under that Learn menu you will find EquiTalks Video, EquiTalks Audio, and EquiTalks Note. So that's how you can revisit our previous episodes. For today, I'd like to talk about Double Dragon with a stock code of DD. Okay, before we take a look at the chart of Double Dragon, I'd like to make some comments regarding its uh, cash dividend announcement. It has a 1 peso, it has a 1.61945 cash dividend with an ex-dividend date of April 2, 2019. So if you're going to buy DD shares before April 2 and keep those shares at least until April 2 as well, then you will receive dividends. But if you're going to buy DD shares either on or after April 2, 2019, those shares will no longer be entitled for this dividend. Now, if you're going to sell your DD shares before April 2, 2019, you will not receive dividends. But if you're going to sell your DD shares either on or after April 2, 2019, you will still receive this cash dividend on the payment date, of course. Okay, now let's take a look at the chart of Double Dragon. Double Dragon closed at 22.40 as of Monday, okay, March 25, 2019. And this closing price is, although it's still above the 10-day simple moving average, I'd like to let you know that the longer term moving averages are still above the shorter term ones. That kind of an alignment is a picture of it's a bearish, actually, it's a bearish alignment of moving averages. So Double Dragon, even though it's bullish, it may appear as bullish in the short term, it's still not out of the woods in terms of longer term time scale. Okay, today's red candlestick came with a volume that's below its 10-day volume average. So what does this mean to me? If it's a red candlestick and volume isn't that high, meaning to say it's below the 10-day volume average, for me it means that the descent in price may not continue. So there's a probability for Double Dragon to just to respect the support that is in confluence with the position of the 200-day simple moving average, and that's around 22.10. Okay, 22.10 or 22 point between 22.10 to 22.20. Okay, so now today's net foreign buying is worth 2 million pesos, and since the price is still moving above the 10-day simple moving average, MACD also maintains its position above the signal line. The good thing about the position of MACD above the signal line is the lack of a formation of a bearish divergence or bearish convergence with the signal line. So it seems that Double Dragon holders or traders are not yet that convinced to do the massive selling on this particular stock. Evidently, that shows on the volume. Now, Double Dragon still has a low risk level because of its volatility score of 50%. Support is at 20.18. Let's make that 20 pesos per share to round it down. And resistance is at 24 pesos. Today's closing price is closer to the resistance than to the support level. The 2019 year-to-date net foreign selling or net foreign trade is a net foreign buying for Double Dragon. Okay, so it's meaning to say foreign investors they remain bullish for 2019 year-to-date because they have more net foreign buying days than their net foreign selling days this 2019. Okay, now let's take a look at the volume that got the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades. Now the closing price is 22.40 and this price is closer to the intraday high than to the intraday low. Nonetheless, the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades is between 22 pesos, 22 all the way to 22.5. I repeat, that's 22 all the way to 22.5. Okay, so if you'd like to understand why I am emphasizing the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades, I would recommend that you visit our website at www.equilist.com. Again, you spell Equilist as EQUILYST.com and then click on services, click on subscription, and then you click on investment guide for long-term investors or trade setups for short-term traders. I have explained I have explained with examples why it is very important not to ignore the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades. If you understand that, you'll be pretty ahead of many traders and investors in your game. Okay, so now that you've known that you've heard the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades for Double Dragon, I'd like to mention now my overall sentiment and recommendations for this stock. My overall sentiment for Double Dragon or DD is neutral to bullish. Okay, neutral to bullish. So my recommendation now is that if you already have Double Dragon, make sure that you know where your trailing stop loss is. If this is the first time that you've heard the phrase trailing stop loss, and that means to say you have not calculated your TSL yet, so my recommendation is this. If your average price or average cost is higher than the current price of a Double Dragon, make sure that you calculate your trailing stop loss from your average price. However, if your average price is less than the current price of DD, calculate your trailing stop loss from the current price, which is 22.40. And how do you do that? For example, let's say your risk tolerance is only 5% for Double Dragon. To calculate your trailing stop loss, you have to get 5%. You have to know what's 5% below your basis for your trailing stop loss. If your base is your average price, get 5% below your average price, and that's your trailing stop loss. If your basis is your current price, then get 5%. Know what's 5% below the current price, and that's your trailing stop loss. And how do you activate it? As soon as the current price hits your trailing stop loss, then you have to sell. Do you have to sell at once or in tranches? It's up to you. Either you sell in tranches or you sell at once. Bottom line is you have to sell once your trailing stop loss is hit because it's the representation of your tolerable risk. Okay? Do not trade more risk than what you can only handle. Okay? Now, if you don't have Double Dragon yet, my recommendation is that you uh, wait for a pullback at least in between 20 pesos per share all the way to 20 to 21. I like the 21.20 area or 21 area because that's the intersection between the 10-day simple moving average and the 50-day simple moving average. Okay, so you've heard my analysis, overall sentiment, and recommendations for Double Dragon. If you'd like to get more than this, then I suggest you take a look at our services at equilist.com, www.equilist.com/subscribe. Okay, I repeat, that's www.equilist.com/subscribe. Then you will then get a tour of what's included in this particular subscription service. And we have, by subscribing to this service, you will get access to our trade setups for short-term trading, investment guide for long-term investing, and direct consultation through our private clients forum. I strongly advise that you read these 3 individual pages on our website so you will really understand what you're getting even before you get to subscribe. And lastly, I'd like to welcome you to my upcoming seminar in Makati City on May 4, 2019, where I will be discussing my evergreen strategy to trade the stock market on your own. Yep, on your own. And by the way, I can only accommodate a maximum of 30 people. My team and I have decided to conduct small groups workshops like this so that I will have ample time to address individual questions for each and every attendee. So slots are very limited. If I were you, I would book my slot for the May 4 Saturday workshop. It's about my evergreen strategy to trade the stock market on your own in Makati City from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The rest of the details are on our website at www.equilist.com/seminars. Then just click on the Manila Stock Market Seminar Batch 1. And FYI, I don't know yet when will the second batch will be. It could be next year since I'm already fully loaded for the rest of 2019. So there you go. You've just heard our EquiTalks episode number 14, and we discussed Double Dragon. Again, I'm your host, JC De Guzman. Thank you for listening or watching this video or reading this case note. Have a great day.